Saya tertarik sahabat semua untuk membawakan anda mendengar satu ucapan Perdana Menteri kita di dalam isu berkaitan dengan Smart City Kota Madani. Memang mantap. Tahniah kita ucapkan kepada Kerajaan dan juga Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, Perdana Menteri kita. Katanya kota yang benar-benar pintar tidak hanya berlandaskan teknologi semata-mata, tetapi mesti menjadi ruang hidup yang inklusif, lestari dan berbudaya. Jadi apakah maksud Datuk Seri? Ini yang menarik untuk saya bawakan anda mendengar ucapan daripada Perdana Menteri kita. Dan selain itu, Datuk Seri menyatakan bahawa ini adalah iktihar untuk membangunkan Kota Madani dan Smart City Kuala Lumpur adalah tekad untuk kita, untuk Malaysia dapat bersaing di bidang ekonomi, inovasi di samping menegak keadilan sosial, kelestarian alam serta maruah nasional. Jadi itu antara intipati ucapan Perdana Menteri kita. Jadi sekali lagi tanpa membuang masa, ayo kita bersama-sama untuk menonton video ini.
Kita pada hari ini menyaksikan satu kemarahan dalam usaha kita menjadikan transformasi digital dan negara AI satu kenyataan. Dan saya ingin juga mengambil kesempatan mengucap terima kasih kepada rakan-rakan ASEAN. Dan di antara tonggak utama ASEAN tahun ini adalah juga apa yang dikatakan connectivity. Dan perhubungan ini merentas hubungan yang konvensional, tapi termasuk hubungan digital. Dan saya percaya dalam kerangka pembinaan kota pintar atau smart city itu menjadi permulaan yang penting. Dalam sejarah manusia, zaman berzaman, permulaannya harus di kota. Athens, Rome. Malah dalam sejarah Islam sendiri dianggap kota Madinah pusat perkembangan tamadun. Dalam teori Ibnu Khaldun, mukaddimah dalam Rahman Ibnu Khaldun, dalam mukaddimah itu dijelaskan tentang kota sebagai pusat permulaan suatu budaya dan teknologi dan pembinaan tamadun. Beliau mengungkapkan teori Umran Hadari berbeda dengan Umran Badawi, berbeda dengan nomadic culture kepada city-based civilization, Umran Hadari. Jadi apa yang telah dilontarkan oleh saudara Gobindio tadi sebenarnya sesuai dengan tuntutan masa. Kita telah menggagaskan dalam negara kita apa yang kita sebut sebagai transformasi digital. Dan ia memerlukan keseluruhan jabatan tenaga, kerajaan dan swasta, dan akademia tentunya. Dan sekarang dengan Kementerian Digital yang menjadi tonggak dan penyelaras utama dalam usaha kita membawa perubahan ini, ditetapkan di antara keutamaannya ialah kota pintar. Dan benar, Bandaraya dan di Putrajaya kita mulakan dengan kota Madani yang sebenarnya mahu memenuhi. Sebab itu saya telah minta Saudara Gobin dan KSU dan Kementerian memastikan penyelarasan yang lebih teliti dalam usaha menjayakan kota Madani dan apa yang disebut kota pintar, smart city di Kuala Lumpur sebagai mercutanda permulaan. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the region is rapidly urbanizing, and it is expected that more than half of ASEAN's population will reside in cities by 2030. I alluded to earlier about the cities center, not to suggest that rural and rural heartland is not important, but all civilizations begin with city or city-state. This is precisely why this has become very pertinent and critical, because transforming cities is ASEAN's constant effort to address poverty and elevate lives. Now, it is our firm commitment to the ideals of people-centered and people-first. And what has been explained, I mean, clearly this council of mine, Gobin has been my council for decades, now has grasped the issue of digital. That has forgotten law, I think, now. But I think this is a welcome sign. Now, no one deserves a life fully surrounded by concrete. I popularized Mark Twain's observation when he first visited Washington, D.C. Concrete jungle, but culturally barren. Now, our challenge is, of course, culturally vibrant and technologically savvy, which means an AI city, a smart city. The city must be living spaces that uplift living standards of the people. World Bank states that cities account for 80% of global GDP and 88% of global private sector job creation. Now, urbanization raises the cost of living already pressured by supply chain disruptions, geopolitical events, and energy and raw material costs. The phenomenon of urban poor is a symptom of underlying income inequality. Exacerbated and unchecked urban poverty could set back Malaysia's poverty eradication. Now, how does this relate to the issue of a smart city? It would ultimately be able to reduce cost and engage every single citizen, including the poorest. Make it easier, make it cheaper and accessible. And that, I think, precisely the target and aim of a smart city. So, despite the pressures of an ever-changing landscape, we must hold steadfast to the ethos of inclusivity and sustainability. We must decisively shape cities around people and address their concerns. And I think this needs to be stressed, because otherwise we are talking just about technology or level of technological sophistication or AI. But actually it relates to the common men and women. So while prosperity is the purpose, innovation must be the cause. Ideas transfer in environments of close proximity, thus the rise of innovation hubs and districts that generates wealth. Yet, as innovation in the digital age also comes hand in hand with demand for energy, our commitment to sustainable goals, and 2030 agenda for sustainable developments must be rigorous. At the heart of it is the need to build spaces and enhances care and compassion while embedding trust. Now, our cities of the future must be constructed with the Madani principles that envisions a future with sustainable communities, equal opportunity, and compassion. In an increasingly complex world, our cities face challenges arising from rapid population growth, diverse demographies, environmental issues, and increasingly sophisticated infrastructure needs. This is where digital technologies such as AI offers us the tools to respond to these proactively. From leveraging AI capabilities in energy, water, waste management, to strengthening our national resilience with technology-empowered disaster response, the smart city bolsters cost efficiencies, decreases our environmental footprint, and fortifies our cities to be better prepared for future perils. It is with these synergies that we could collectively enhance the citizen experience. AI-empowered government services could increase accessibility, ensure consistency in responses, thus strengthening our commitment ultimately to justice, stability, and safety. While the envisioned smart city can be a utopia of solutions, it presents challenges to cybersecurity, data management, and privacy. Developing this vision could pit the green corridors for ambulance and emergency services against potential critical infrastructure attacks, hyper surveillance, extremely customized services, and vulnerabilities from interconnected systems. It may also mean physically transforming existing cities. That's why I mentioned to Gobind that possibly the first phase, other than dealing with more established cities, is to attempt to embark on a smaller scale of sub-cities, new sub-cities. That's like Kota Madani in Putrajaya, or probably a second proposal around Cheras. That could be done more effectively because we are not bogged by the old archaic infrastructure. I can't say that in front of Dato' Bandar, but the truth. Now, despite the chase of fast-paced development, AI safety, ethics, and principles must not be compromised. Development will ring hollow, you will lose sight of identity and values. The world would seem foreign if we awaken to a city that does not reflect our cultures. Again, to remind us what Mark Twain said, it should not be culturally barren and, of course, technologically backward. Thus, AI must be deployed with society in mind. In order to keep pace, urban governance must be modernized and upheld by regulation and innovative tools. Now, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia has built the foundation for this vision with world-class digital infrastructure. The nation's 5G coverage have reached 82.4% of populated areas, and with the 13th Malaysia Plan committing up to 98% of populated areas. And this is quite a remarkable feat because we talk about Peninsula, Sabah and Sarawak. Very challenging terrain, but I must congratulate the ministry and all those who has been embarking on this aggressively. Now, beyond high-speed connectivity, we are developing a deep pool of cloud resources via data centers across this country. This would be empowered by affordable compute power for Malaysia. A development strategy is only as effective as the people who will be agents of change, and this comes with the challenge. So Digital National Berhad, together with Ericsson, are launching a 21st Century Technologies Education Program that will play a pivotal role in equipping personnel with competencies in AI, data science, and digital governance. This initiative is targeted to upskill over 40,000 public sector personnel across levels and municipalities. And this reminds me what I said last month about productivity paradox. Because unless we are able to train our personnel, then we will have this sophisticated, expensive equipment, but not fully utilized or does not meet or commensurate with this huge disbursement of funds. There's a massive study, and I must thank the Secretary Generals, and particularly the Chief Secretary, for taking that up and challenging the public servants to ensure that whatever new facilities we acquire, high expense, should be fully utilized and would result in enhanced productivity. So a city must be built for the people and serve its purpose and championed by our enterprises. AI cities must be empowered by local expertise, platforms, and solutions. We must be proud to have solutions that reflect our unique needs and values. By fostering innovation and supporting homegrown talent, we can reduce reliance on external technologies and ensure data sovereignty. MDEC is cultivating the marketplace and ecosystem for next-generation technology companies, inclusive of Malaysia digital incentives and innovation centers that enable companies to develop, test, and scale urban frontier technologies. Now, the 30th Malaysia Plan, alluded to earlier, of course, has ambitious goals to be top 30 in the world for the largest economy, to be ranked top 25 in Human Development Index. If the cities are our hubs of productivity, then its efficiency and ability to congregate talent is a mark of its competitiveness. So it's a major challenge for us all, government, the experts, professionals, technologies, and academia, and the public servants. And of course, finally, the private sector. So I am, of course, I share this excitement, as you heard, my Minister of Digital with such passion, talking about smart cities and his determination to ensure that we succeed. And I thank you for your presence and for your support. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.